In a world painted with shades of tomorrow, humanity had finally done it. We'd built the dream machine, not some clunky, sparking contraption from an old movie, but a sleek, silent device that hummed with a power we barely understood. The concept was simple. Whatever you dreamed, it made real. Imagine it. Want $1 million. Just dream of your bank account overflowing. Long for a lost loved one. Dream of them by your side, and they would be there when you woke up. It was our greatest achievement, the end of suffering, the dawn of a golden age. I was one of the early adopters, an enthusiast. You could say my life had become a series of perfectly curated moments, pulled from the depths of my own imagination. Exotic vacations, gourmet meals, conversations with historical figures. I had it all. The warnings were there, of course. Whispers in the scientific community, op-eds from cautious philosophers. They spoke of the paradox of creation, the unforeseen consequences of manufactured reality. We dismissed them. Luddites, we called them. People afraid of progress. Why fear a world where everyone could have their heart's desire? The machine was foolproof, they told us. It had safeguards, ethical protocols, a core programming that prevented malicious dreams from manifesting. It couldn't create harm. It couldn't destroy. That was the promise. And for a while, we believed Italiano. For a while, paradise was real. Last night, I had a dream. It wasn't one of my usual fantasies. It was dark, chaotic. A nightmare. I dreamt of fire raining from a bruised, purple sky. I saw buildings I knew, the landmarks of my city crumbling into dust. I felt the ground shake, a deep, guttural roar that vibrated through my bones. People were running, screaming, but their voices were swallowed by the cataclysm. In the dream, I stood on my balcony, watching the world end. I felt a strange sense of calm, a terrifying acceptance. The most vivid part. It wasn't the destruction, it was the sky. It cracked like glass, revealing not black space, but a blinding, featureless white void behind it, like reality itself was just a thin veneer being peeled away. I woke up with my heart hammering against my ribs, drenched in cold sweat. The silence in my apartment was the first thing that felt wrong. Usually, I'd hear the gentle hum of the city waking up, the distant traffic, the early morning commuters, but there was nothing, just a profound, deafening silence. I stumbled out of bed, my mind still thick with the residue of the nightmare. I walked to my window, the same one from my dream, and pulled back the curtains. My breath caught in my throat. My heart didn't just hammer now, it stopped. Half the city was gone, not destroyed, not rubble, just ... gone. Where the towering skyscrapers of the financial district should have been, there was nothing but that same impossible, blinding white void from my dream. A perfectly straight, razor-sharp line cut through the city, and everything on the other side had been erased. The edge of reality was 100 meters from my building. Cars were sliced in half, the front ends sitting on the pavement, the back ends vanishing into the white. A bridge was severed midspan, its steel cables dangling into nothingness. There was no smoke, no fire, no debris, just a clean, surgical cut. The world didn't end with a bang or a whimper. It was being deleted. Panic finally kicked in, a cold wave that washed over me. I grabbed my phone. No signal. Of course, I scrambled for the remote, turning on the TV. Static. Every channel. The internet was down. We were cut off. My mind raced back to the dream machine, sitting silently in the corner of my room. The promise, it can't create harm, it can't destroy. Was that a lie? Or was this something else? This wasn't destruction in the way we understood it. This was ... absence. Deletion. Maybe that's how the machine interpreted it. A loophole in the no-harm protocol. You can't harm something that no longer exists. I had to get out. Had to see what was happening. I threw on clothes and ran outside. The street was chaos. People were just standing there, staring at the wall of white light. Some were crying, some were screaming, others were just ... empty. Their faces were blank masks of shock. A woman was on her knees, reaching a hand out towards the void, whispering a name over and over. I saw a man taking pictures, a journalist or just a morbid witness. His face was a mixture of terror and disbelief. Then a new horror dawned on me. This was my dream, my nightmare. Did my subconscious, in some dark corner of my mind, conjure this apocalypse? The thought was sickening, but it didn't make sense. I'm nobody, just a regular guy who enjoyed the perks of the new world. Why would my dream have this much power? Unless it wasn't just my dream. The network, the dream machines, were all connected to a central network, a collective unconscious weed built to stabilize the system and share processing power. What if someone, somewhere, had a dream far more powerful than mine, a dream of an ending? And what if my dream, and maybe the dreams of thousands of others, just ... latched on, amplified it? We didn't just build a machine to make our wishes come true. We built a psychic echo chamber. Suddenly, a flicker high above the void, the white lights shimmered. A crack appeared, just like in my dream. Then another, and another, spreading like a spider web across the empty space. But this time, something was different. Through the cracks, I didn't see more white. I saw ... images. Fragments. A beach with turquoise water. A forest with impossibly tall trees. A city made of crystal. They were dreams. Other people's dreams, bleeding through the tear and reality. The system was breaking down. The firewall between dreams was gone. Our collective imagination, our hopes and our nightmares were all collapsing into one another. The ground shook again, more violently this time. A piece of the remaining city, a whole city block, flickered like a bad hologram, and then vanished into the encroaching whiteness. The void was growing. The deletion was accelerating. We weren't just watching the end of the world. We were dreaming it into existence. The promise of the dream machine was that it gave us what we wanted. But maybe, deep down, in the places we don't talk about, a part of humanity has always wanted this. An ending, a reset, a final, terrifying, clean slate. The machine wasn't malfunctioning. It was working perfectly. It was giving us exactly what we secretly wished for. And I was standing at the edge of it all, a helpless spectator to the last and greatest dream of mankind. What happens when we all wake up? Or ... what happens if we don't? Thank you so much for joining me on this story. If you enjoyed this trip into a world of dreams and consequences, please hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. I have so many more stories to tell, and I'd love for you to be here for them. Let me know in the comments what you think happened next. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.